John, first of all, a warm welcome to Aldershot Town Football Club. How's your first morning at the training ground been?
Yeah, productive. Obviously met the players and met the staff. And just getting a handle on, the task ahead and what we've got to play with and looking for ways to go forward.
Perfect. Obviously here at the EBB Stadium now, but this isn't actually your first occasion being here, is it?
No, well, our first game at Accrington in the conference, as it was called then, live on TV, hottest day of the year for some time. Well, I think it broke the records. We lost 2-1 in that game, but we did score a great goal. Andy Proctor scored a volley, great goal, but we lost 2-1. And then first time around, my last game for Accrington was here as well, I think. And so it's got good and bad memories for me.
Well, hopefully many more good memories to come. What drew you to Aldershot Town Football Club, and how did those conversations start?
Quite went round the houses a bit, the lad who looks after me, my agent, had spoke to me while I was on holiday and asked me would I be interested. And I think it's got potential to be a big club. I'm not saying it's not a big club, but it has a potential that, you're always looking for something to operate as a project and to try and take something forward. Now, I had the good fortune to be able to take Accrington a long way forward. I like to hope I can replicate that here.
Absolutely. Have you had much of a chance to assess the current squad, and what are your initial thoughts?
I went to the game on Saturday, obviously, and I've watched the last 5 or 6 games. So, I know quite a bit about the players. Putting names to faces is maybe a different matter, but and if you just go quickly back to the game on Saturday, it's a game we should never have lost. And so that gives you heart that we can knuckle down, we can get results, which the first and foremost item on the agenda is to get away from them relegation places. And I think every team is thinking the same. So that's going to be difficult, and I'm not under any illusions that it's not a tough task. But I know that we've got a set of players who want to work hard. You saw that on Saturday. And so that bodes well for the future, in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously the games are going to start coming thick and fast, but you've got this week to embed yourself with this current squad. Your first game actually is the FA Cup first round away at Weston-super-Mare. It's quite an introduction.
Well, it is, and I keep going back to that. There's like things that draw you to Aldershot. And my very first taste of an FA Cup game was, my dad was an Evertonian, but he took me and my brother to watch Liverpool. I'm a Liverpoolian. And my very first FA Cup game I ever witnessed was Liverpool versus Aldershot. And Liverpool won 1-0. A fellow called John McLaughlin scored the goal. That was 1971. So, 50 odd years later. And then my first taste of a game as manager of Aldershot is going to be an FA Cup game. They're doing really well, Weston-super-Mare, and I think they've got an unbelievable defensive record, particularly at home. And so we've got to go there and be our very best if we're going to get a result.
Yeah, what's this week? I mean, obviously you're really introducing yourselves, getting to know the players, but what does this first week kind of present for you? Well,
a little bit of, trepidation, but excitement. And, it's good to get your teeth stuck into it straight away. You've got a big game coming up. What I will say is, I went to the game on Saturday, as I've alluded to before. It's a long way to Scunthorpe, and I was delighted with the amount of travelling fans and the noise they made and the support that they showed for the players, which was fantastic. So if you've got that, you've got a chance already. If you've got people who are that dedicated. And, I spent a little bit of that this morning reminding the players that, that they have a responsibility now to represent the town, to represent them fans, and they've got to give their very best. And I'm a football fan myself, so first and foremost, I'm a football fan. So I know how football fans think. And as a football fan, I can forgive a lot of things as long as I see effort. and desire and determination. I'd like to think we've got that with our squad.
Well, building off of that, you as a manager, of all your years' experience, what kind of culture do you want to build in the dressing room?
I want people to put the club first. I want them to respect each other and respect everybody around them. When people do jobs that go under the radar or don't get the credit for jobs, sometimes don't get paid because they love the football club. And I think, that should be highlighted, that they should be respected. But the culture I've always tried to create is a togetherness, a willingness to work hard and to enjoy your work. Now that doesn't mean that it becomes a holiday camp, far from it. But you should be able to go to work every day. We're doing an unbelievable job being involved in football, and with the envy of millions of people who'd love to do the same job. So you can't take it for granted, and you shouldn't be blasé about it. Some of our lads won't have done any other jobs. I've had to do a proper job basically, and I never ever, the novelty's never wore off for me. I've been managing full time now for well over 20 years, and the novelty's never wore off. I still feel that I still enjoy it. I still get excited about it, and it was my dream as a kid growing up. So getting across to the players, don't take things for granted, but keep being the very best version of yourselves every day till you can't play, and it does creep up on you quicker than what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Two relatively big questions to end it on. First of all, you've only been here for a morning, but what's your vision for the club?
Well, my first vision, as I said before, I don't try to look too far ahead. My first vision is to get away from the relegation spots. Obviously, I'd like a little run on the FA Cup. That'd be brilliant. I think that'd be brilliant for the club, and it'd be brilliant for the fans. And you don't know where that can take you. But my long-term vision is I'd like to see this club, back into the Football League. I've done it before. Let's hope I can do it again.
Fantastic. And just finally, apart from what you've just said there, what message would you like to send to the Aldershot Town fans as you begin this new chapter?
Well, I'd like to think that, they'll appreciate that I'm a new manager coming in. And that's not always easy because, you're coming in and you're inherited in the squad. So, there will possibly be new faces before the weekend. A couple coming in. But I'd like to think that they'll enjoy the type of football that I want to play. It will be on the front foot. I was a striker myself. I was fortunate enough to score plenty of goals. So I'd like to think we'll be playing attacking football. And I'd like to think that they'll respond to how I try to get across me ethos of high tempo and high work rate and respect for the fans, really.